Okay, Lillie, what are the top 3 things a corporate treasurer should do to have their corporate treasury's management system ready for the future?
I think looking at their systems, they need to make sure their systems have the flexibility that's necessary, because in the future businesses are changing rapidly, there'll be acquisitions and takeovers, so the system needs to be flexible enough to manage a new group, a new set of circumstances completely, and it needs to have the functionality that you think you may be requiring in the future. You must have that flexibility, otherwise you'll find you'll have serious problems when you try to implement that system or to use that system in a new environment other than the one it was originally implemented in. And I think probably secondly is security and control is always a very big issue, especially when the business is developing or changing. More people will be using the system. You'll probably be using the system for different things and more critical things like releasing payments. So you must have the security within that system. You need to check that in advance of doing those work. And also controls in your processes, where people touch the processes must be controlled, where there's system integration, they must be controlled as well. And probably the third point is the output of the system, the reporting. There's so many people I've heard complain, especially if they're using old systems, legacy systems. They know the information is in the system, but they can't get it out. And as a business is changing and developing, management will be wanting new information. It might be regulatory reporting, it might be management reporting. And if the system can't produce that readily and quickly, it's going to create problems. So I would suggest those are probably the 3 main issues to worry about. There are lots more, but those are the 3 main ones treasurers should be looking at. And I think probably an example of that would be I had a client once who was, they were very acquisitive and they were very keen on managing their cash. But they suddenly realised through acquisitions and the reorganisation of the group, they didn't know what their cash position was because they weren't getting information in quickly enough from their various subsidiary companies. And when they tried to do that on their existing legacy system, they couldn't do it effectively. So they were in a situation where they had a fast-growing group, but they didn't know precisely what their cash position was on a real-time or certainly a near real-time basis. And that created a lot of problems, and the senior management wanted to know why. So we had to actually replace the treasury management system. It was outdated, and they hadn't foreseen that.